The origins of the tank lie in necessity rather than ambition. Early designers faced immense challenges. Engines that lacked power, armor that added crippling weight, and mechanical systems prone to failure under battlefield conditions. The first tanks were crude by modern standards. Their speed was limited, their reliability uncertain, and their crews operated in extreme heat, noise, and confinement. Yet their track mobility allowed them to cross trenches, crash obstacles, and traverse terrain that wheeled vehicles could not. As technology advanced, so did design philosophy. Interwar experimentation introduced new concepts. Turret-mounted main guns improved suspension systems, and the balance between armor protection and mobility. Nations began to view tanks not merely as infantry support weapons, but as independent instruments of maneuver warfare. Engineering decisions reflected strategic priorities. Some designs favored heavy armor and firepower. Others emphasized speed and operational reach. Each iteration reflected lessons learned from both success and failure, refined through testing doctrine and experience. The tank was no longer an experiment. It was becoming a central component of modern armies. On the battlefield, tanks serve a multifunctional role. Their armor provides protection against small arms and shrapnel, allowing them to operate under direct fire. Their firepower enables them to engage fortified positions, enemy vehicles, and defensive strongpoints. Their mobility allows rapid concentration of force at decisive points. Durability is as critical as firepower. Tanks are designed to absorb damage, protect their crews, and continue operating despite mechanical stress and hostile environments. This resilience has made them enduring assets across diverse theaters of war. Throughout history, tanks that achieved the greatest impact were those aligned with effective doctrine, machines designed not only for combat but for how wars were actually fought. The legacy of historically significant tanks extends into the present. Modern armored warfare continues to reflect the principles established decades ago: protection, mobility, and firepower, now enhanced by advanced materials, digital systems, and precision targeting. While technology evolves, the fundamental role of the tank remains consistent. It is a platform for controlled force, designed to shape the battlefield through presence, much as destruction. Future developments may redefine how tanks operate, integrating automation, improved survivability systems, and networked coordination. Yet their purpose remains, rooted in the same logic that inspired their creation: to overcome obstacles, protect those within, and restore movement where conflict seeks to impose paralysis. In studying the tanks that changed the course of history, we are not merely examining machines. We are tracing the evolution of human ingenuity under pressure, where engineering strategy and necessity converge to redefine how wars are fought, and how history is written. History remembers tanks not only by their specifications, but by the moments they defined. The British Mark I, first deployed during the First World War, marked a conceptual rupture in warfare. Its appearance alone challenged the dominance of entrenched defenses. Though mechanically unreliable, it proved that armored vehicles could break tactical stalemate and reshape battlefield expectations. The T-34, developed under intense industrial and strategic pressure, embodied balanced sloped armor, reliable mobility, and mass production, combined into a design that could be sustained at scale. Its influence extended beyond individual engagements, shaping operational outcomes through endurance and adaptability. The German Tiger I represented a different philosophy: overwhelming firepower and heavy protection. While limited in number and demanding in logistics, it demonstrated how technological superiority could dominate local engagements even when strategic conditions were unfavorable. Later generations, such as the M1 Abrams, refined decades of accumulated knowledge. Advanced armor, integrated fire control systems, and crew survivability reflected a mature understanding of armored warfare as a system, rather than a single platform. Each of these tanks mattered not because they were flawless, but because they aligned technology with doctrine. At critical moments in history, in the early 20th century, warfare reached a point of exhaustion. Industrial firepower had outpaced mobility, locking armies into static lines, where progress was measured in meters and paid for in lives. Trenches dominated the landscape. Machine guns controlled open ground. Artillery reshaped terrain faster than soldiers could cross it. What was missing was movement. The tank was not born from ambition or dominance, but from necessity. It was a response to deadlock. A machine designed to cross obstacles, absorb fire, and restore maneuver to a battlefield that had forgotten how to move. From these origins, tanks would evolve into instruments that shaped campaigns, doctrines, and ultimately, history itself. Early tank development was defined by compromise. Engines were weak, armor was heavy. Reliability was uncertain. Crews endured heat, noise, and mechanical failure as much as enemy fire. Yet tracked propulsion changed everything. Tanks could cross trenches, crush wire, and operate where infantry alone could not survive. Between the world wars, experimentation accelerated. Designers refined suspension systems, improved engines, and introduced fully rotating turrets. More importantly, militaries began to ask a deeper question. Not what tanks were, but how they should be used. Some designs emphasized speed and operational reach. Others prioritized armor and firepower. These choices reflected national doctrines, industrial capacity, and strategic vision. By the time global conflict returned, the tank had matured from an experiment into a decisive tool. The British Mark I shattered expectations. Its battlefield debut demonstrated that entrenched defenses were no longer absolute. Though imperfect, it proved the concept, and that was enough to change the future. The T-34 represented balance under pressure. Its sloped armor, reliable mobility, and adaptability allowed it to function across vast distances and harsh conditions. More than its design, its ability to be produced, repaired, and replaced defined its impact. The Tiger I embodied technological dominance. Its firepower and protection reshaped localized engagements, forcing opponents to rethink tactics. Yet it also revealed a truth. Superiority without sustainability carries limits. Later, the M1 Abrams reflected a mature philosophy. Integrated systems, crew survivability, and operational flexibility. It was not designed to fight alone. But Ali Salam, part of a networked force. These tanks mattered not because they were perfect, but because they arrived at moments when doctrine, industry, and necessity aligned. On the battlefield, tanks are not solitary weapons. They are components within a system. Working alongside infantry, artillery, and logistics, their armor enables survival under fire. Their mobility restores momentum. Their firepower shapes the engagement space. History shows that tanks achieve their greatest effect when integrated, supported, and employed with clarity of purpose. Design alone is never enough. Doctrine turns steel into strategy. The influence of historically significant tanks indoors. Modern armored warfare still reflects principles established generations ago: protection, mobility, and controlled force. Future designs may introduce automation, advanced materials, and networked coordination. Yet the core logic remains unchanged. Tanks exist to overcome obstacles, protect crews, and restore movement where conflict seeks to impose paralysis. They are not symbols of aggression, but of adaptation. Tanks that changed the course of history did so without spectacle. They emerged when old answers failed, and endured because they solved real problems under unforgiving conditions. In their steel frames are written lessons of restraint, innovation, and necessity, not loud, not fast, but deliberate, measured, and decisive.